Reporting from Arkham Asylum, this is Gotham Rogues. In this video we spotlight Tommy Lee Jones's Two-Face from the movie Batman Forever. It's another episode of Batman Movie Villains, this series where I take a look at all of the cinematic adaptations of Bat-Rogues and give you my thoughts on how I feel they were handled. I'm going through the villains in chronological order, and now it's time for Two-Face, played by Tommy Lee Jones in Joel Schumacher's Batman Forever from 1995. Oh, this is not going to be pretty. So, in the movie we meet an already established Two-Face who's been Gotham City's public enemy number one for several years. Just like in the comics, Harvey was the city's district attorney but turned bad after mob boss Sal Maroni threw a vial of acid at him during a trial which hideously disfigured half of Harvey's face. Dent blames Batman, played by Val Kilmer, for not rescuing him and has devoted the rest of his life to destroying the Dark Knight. During one attempt that takes place at the Haley Circus, Two-Face murders all but one of the Flying Graysons, a family of trapeze artists and Haley's star attraction. The surviving member, Dick Grayson, played by Chris O'Donnell, vowed to get vengeance, setting him on his path to eventually become Batman's trusty sidekick, Robin. Later, Two-Face is contacted by a new supervillain, Edward Nygma, aka the Riddler, played by Jim Carrey. Nygma proposes a deal. He will discover Batman's true identity and reveal it to Harvey if Dent helps Riddler get the necessary funds to mass produce a brainwave device that he's invented. After a coin flip, Two-Face agrees, and the two become best buds, terrorizing the city together while robbing banks to get the capital that Nygma requires for his master plan. So, on a superficial level, Forever's take on Two-Face is pretty accurate to the comics. He was a DA, he became a villain after the acid, he's got the coin and the split suits, but the characterization of him is way off. Of course, as I've said many times before, changing a character can be good if the new depiction is an improvement, or at least not worse. The problem with Batman Forever's Two-Face is that they took a character that was already great and turned him into a piece of crap. So where to begin? Well, let's cover his big scheme first. Kill Batman. That's it. That's all he's trying to do in this movie. There's nothing more. Although he does once briefly mention that after Batman's dead, he's going to plunge Gotham into chaos. Just what kind of chaos and why is never explained, however. So his villain plot is extremely thin. It's just kill the hero, but it gets worse. His motivation for wanting to kill the hero is even weaker. Batman failed to stop Maroni from throwing the acid in the courtroom. That's petty as hell. Batman was even there trying to stop it. But that's not enough for Harvey apparently. He might as well blame the bailiff and dedicate his life to get revenge on him. After all, he didn't stop Maroni either. If Dent was insane, then that might have explained his irrational thinking, but we never really find out if he is. We don't know anything about him because the movie doesn't explore him, and we're never shown him before he became Two-Face, except for a quick video recording of the courtroom incident. We aren't told what his relationship to Batman was like either. Were they close allies and friends as in the comics? We never get to know. This Two-Face doesn't seem to suffer from a split personality. Sure, he frequently refers to himself as we, and the other characters claim that Harvey has two personalities, but he seems like just one guy to me, one pure evil guy. In the comics and in the animated series, Dent has one evil side and one good side, but here, he's completely bad. Whenever Two-Face flips his coin, he gets all joyous and thrilled when it lands on the scarred side, and he's disappointed when the unscarred side comes up. So clearly there is no good in this man to speak of. And that of course begs the question, why does he flip the coin? Why doesn't he just do what he wants? Something sinister. There's an infamous scene where Two-Face repeatedly tosses the coin until he gets the result that he wants, the marred side. That's completely ridiculous and makes the coin pointless. If he's not going to follow the outcome of the toss, then it serves no purpose. It's just a time waster. This is not Two-Face, it's One-Face. He's evil through and through. There's no split, no divide between insidious and noble, and no two opposing personalities. There's zero reason for this guy to call himself Two-Face, wear those split suits, and flip any coins. What a missed opportunity it was to make Two-Face the murderer of Dick Grayson's family. They could have explored some really interesting ideas there, with the notion of Batman's former ally inadvertently creating his new ally, and the two becoming arch enemies. But since they never show us any of Dent and Batman's history, there's not really anything to work with. You don't even get the sense that they used to be crime-fighting partners. In this movie, Harvey's just another villain for Batman to punch. In my opinion, Two-Face has the greatest supervillain origin of all time, so why they chose to skip it in Batman Forever while showing Riddler's confounds me. I think they should have done the opposite, shown us Harvey's transformation into a villain, while portraying Nigma as a pre-established, long-time enemy of Batman. So let's talk about Tommy Lee Jones's performance. What the hell is he doing? Not only is Two-Face horribly written in this movie, but he's also horrendously portrayed by actor Tommy Lee Jones. You know of course what I'm talking about. To say that he overacts is an understatement. It's like he's on crack. Jones can't pull off a single scene without acting like a goofy Looney Tune. He jumps around the set, cackles like an idiot between every sentence, makes ridiculous exaggerated facial expressions. It was actually hard for me to find moments to take snapshots of where he doesn't look like this. Maybe it's fun to watch if you're hammered, but otherwise, no, just no. There's no excuse either. Sure, Warner Brothers wanted a kiddie movie with Batman Forever, but that didn't mean that Jones had to go on like that. I mean, Val Kilmer played his character straight. As for the visual design of Two-Face in this movie, it's like the rest of the film, colorful and goofy looking. I don't like his scarring at all. It looks like he's smeared bubblegum all over half of his face. They could have done a lot better work in 1995, but of course they chose not to, as Batman Forever is a movie for kids, so let's not make it too scary now. Harvey wears several different suits in the film, but his main one is this one, plain black on the unscarred side, and some kind of brightly colored safari pattern on the scarred. I have no idea why they went with a jungle theme for Two-Face, but needless to say his outfits looks as bad as his face. So I know I haven't said a single positive thing about Tommy Lee Jones's Two-Face, and I'm not going to. It's truly a complete failure of an attempt at adapting a Bat-Rogue for the silver screen. Next up in Batman movie villains, we'll be taking a look at Jim Carrey's Riddler, also from Batman Forever, so stay tuned for that. And remember, Arkham Asylum awaits you in the next video.